Alright, so in the last lesson we looked at the druffle and I recorded that yesterday and I haven't really practiced it since, but I just sat down to play today and I can pretty much do it. It doesn't feel awkward like it did before. So when I was demonstrating the process I was going through in that video and you saw me screwing up with my right foot, that was literally some thing in my brain that was getting messed up and I just couldn't control it, and now it feels comfortable. And prior to recording that lesson, I'd spent a good couple of days in my practice sessions trying different exercises, trying to make that go away, and it wasn't getting any better. So the overcoming interference thing really worked for me, and I'm going to be trying to apply that concept to other grooves and things that I might struggle with. Anyway, today what I've been doing is playing that druffle groove and thinking about different things I could do with the hands over the top of it. And this is something that I'll do when I have a new thing to play around with, a new groove or whatever. I'll see what I can do with the hands. And so I've been trying different rudiments over the top. And what I found is it's difficult to keep a track of what my hands are doing while I'm playing the groove. So I've broken it down to a kind of ostinatos and melodies type concept. So what I'm doing right now is playing a double paradiddle with the hands and putting the bass drum in different places. So I'll start off with it on the first note of the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a backbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll put the bass drum in the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll put it on the second note of the double paradiddle, and then on the third note, and then the fourth note. And then I'll start putting it on groups of 2 notes together and then 3 notes together, or different patterns like that. And I'll just work through these, trying to get comfortable with those patterns. So I'll just play through a few of them and then you can hear what they sound like. In fact, I'm going to stop there just to highlight what I'm thinking about while I'm playing this. I'm really trying to get my bass drum to line up exactly with whichever hand is playing in the same place. So when I was playing on the second note of the 6 there, so the first thing is right, left, right, left, right, right. And the bass drum's coming on that first left, right, left, okay? And I could tell that they were flamming and they weren't quite together. So this is something I'm always trying to get better at, is locking in the positioning of the bass drum, the togetherness essentially of my right foot and my left hand. And there's some other exercises that I'll cover in some future VIP lessons, which demonstrate some of the concepts that I think about to try and tie different limbs together in that way. So basically, while I'm playing this, that's what my focus is. It's trying to make sure that the right foot and the left hand play solidly together. So I'll be moving on before they do, but when I'm practicing on my own and you're not watching and I'm not trying to fit this into 10 minutes, I'll spend a long time on all of the ones that I struggle with getting the togetherness together. So that's all the single note positions that the bass drum can be in. And you saw that I stopped in a couple of places where I got confused. So I kind of know where it wants to go, and sometimes I'm not sure which hand is playing in that position, and I'm just trying to lock those two together. So the next thing I would do, because I found that kind of confusing, I want to be able to throw in this sticking over the top of a groove, a bass drum, snare drum groove. So part of that is getting comfortable with which hand the bass drum falls with if you want to play it in certain places. And the other part is being comfortable with sort of where you are in the bar, forgetting about the sticking. So this time I'm going to play just a kind of quarter note hi-hat thing, or an eighth note hi-hat thing, depending on how you're counting this, with the snare drum backbeat and a bass drum pattern, a simple bass drum pattern. And then I'm going to switch to the paradiddle, the double paradiddle sticking over the top. Okay, so I screwed up the second one. So I was thinking of the sort of Rosanna groove there. Do, go, get, do, go, get, do, go, get, do, go, get. And then I wanted to put the double paradiddle over the top. So I'm going to try that again a little bit slower. And you see where I'm coming from. I'm playing the straight hi-hat part and having a groove here. And then I'm trying to overlay this double paradiddle sticking. And then, future exercises would be trying other 6-note sticking, so perhaps a paradiddle diddle or inversions of the double paradiddle, or even putting just double strokes over the top, or groups of 3, right, right, left, right, right, left. And the idea is to have that groove there underneath and be comfortable switching around what you're doing with the hands. And the other thing is, when you're playing the double paradiddle, you're playing all of the subdivisions, and that helps to position the let of the triplet or the triple of the triplet that you're playing with your bass drum. So let me try that Rosanna groove again as an example. So if you were paying attention, you'll notice that I got it right about 5% of the time. Now you could slow it down, you could write it out to see exactly what's coming with what. My kind of intention here is, I know what the the double paradiddle is, what the sticking is, and I'm trying to be able to put it in over the top of something without thinking about it too much. And clearly that's not happening, but I'm trying to find the things that don't happen when I just try to do them, and then work on those. So Billy Ward calls this practice playing. You're on a gig and you're playing something and you get an idea, you think, oh, it'd be nice to do this, and you go to do it and the whole thing collapses. You don't want that to happen on a gig, so the idea is to practice doing that stuff in your practice sessions. So play something and think, wouldn't it be cool if I played a double paradiddle over the top of this groove, and then you try and do it and it falls to pieces. And so you work through it. So rather than start off by playing the groove and put in the sticking over the top, the first thing I did was walk through putting the bass drum on all the individual places that you could. So on the 1, then the 2, then the 3, then the 4, then the 5, then the 6. You could extend that and put it on the 2-note groups: 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 1 and 6, and then 1 and 3, 2 and 4, etc. So you can work through all the different permutations that way, and then when you come and try and put the sticking over the groove like this, you'll find it a lot easier because you've already worked through pretty much all the possibilities. So I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but I'm just showing you how I go about my practice sessions. It's usually just kind of a curiosity thing. I'll try and do something, and if I struggle to do it, then I'll spend a little bit of time working on that.